It is Career Friday here on Cheddar News when we share our top tips and advice for job seekers. So today we're talking about a practice that's coming back into focus for many employers and workers in this cooling jobs market. That's employee buyouts. They're essentially monetary offers for being let go. But is it the right option for you? I'm joined by financial advisor and CPA David Peters. David, thanks so much for coming on the show, especially on a Friday. And let's dive in because for viewers, I'm sure they're probably wondering when companies might typically offer a buyout as opposed to a layoff.
Well, a buyout is a way for companies to cut payroll costs, and typically they're going to want to look to do that when they are trying to give their employees something that is a little bit better than just a layoff. So, like you said, it's going to be an offer for voluntary termination. Typically, they are going to offer a package deal where pay is going to continue for a certain length of time. Maybe benefits might continue for a certain length of time as well.
Mm-hmm. So I see here on this full screen that it can be negotiable, David. So what should viewers know about potentially negotiating a buyout?
Well, I think there's a couple of things to keep in mind. The first thing is that we should think about what exactly we want in that negotiation. So one of the things to consider is how long we think that we're going to be without a job. I mean, so we are giving up our current employment. So how long is it going to take us to find something new? That is going to help us to look at the deal that is being offered and really decide if that's going to be the right thing for us. The other thing, though, to consider as well is that a lot of times when companies are doing this, they are looking to reduce cost, and the people cost for most companies is typically their biggest expense. So if we don't take the deal, which we're never compelled to take it, they may lay us off anyway.
So, okay, that's a very good point because, of course, you want to keep all your options open and add enough financial cushion for yourself. Do these usually happen all at once, David? Can they happen on a rolling basis? What else should our viewers know about when this might happen?
So, I mean, I think that, well, it's possible that a company could go through hard times, I mean, basically at any point. A lot of times, it could happen all at once where they're looking to do this for a bunch of their staff kind of all at the same time, or it could be rolling. Maybe, they're looking at this as a last resort. And so they're just going to try to basically make it so that those employees can move on a little bit easier as opposed to just laying people off outright. And so that's typically the decision that the company is trying to make.
Okay, so if you are offered a buyout and you do decide to take it, should you expect that your payout will come in one lump sum, or does that happen over time?
It's going to depend on the company, and it's going to depend on the buyout. It could take either one of those forms. It could be a lump sum, or it could be a series of payments. One thing to pay attention to that I think it's important for people to know is what happens as a result of this buyout if I take it. Once that period is up, if it's a series of periodic payments, what happens to unemployment? Am I able to still qualify for unemployment if I actually take the buyout? Most of the time, if you voluntarily leave a job, you don't qualify for unemployment. But if you are facing a situation where termination is imminent, then you may still be able to qualify. It varies a little bit from one state to the next.
Are there any sort of rules, David? Let's say you turn down a buyout, you decide to stay with the company perhaps at a reduced rate or whatever it may be. Is there any sort of time frame as to when a layoff window might happen? Can that come at any time? If you decide to stick with it, don't take the buyout, but then risk, obviously, as you said, the chance of getting laid off?
Unfortunately, in a lot of states, we have a right to work laws, which basically make it so that just like you can leave a job any time that you want, your employer can also let you go with or without cause. And so it is important to remember that layoffs are always a possibility. It's always a possibility that a company may be looking to let people go. So that's important to remember if you are made an offer.
All right, financial advisor and CPA David Peters. David, thank you for that helpful insight.